Next, it is my pleasure to introduce our host for this year's AGM, the Ontario Nurses for the Environment Interest Group. This evening, we are joined by Victoria Ralph, who will bring some remarks on behalf of the interest group. Welcome, Victoria.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Victoria, the Finance Executive for the Ontario Nurses for the Environment Interest Group, and am here to represent them. It is a great privilege to join you as we gather and reflect on what it means to be leaders of change. As we hope for a post-pandemic reprieve, we must seize the opportunity of the heightened public profile of our profession's contributions. If there is recognition of our heroism, let it be that we know as nurses be elevated in equal measure. As a profession, we are quick to respond to needs in times of crisis. We respond every day to the reality of COVID-19. We show up. We are there. In moments of crisis, our focus is on survival, to get through to the next day. When it comes to emergencies of human health, nurses' hands and minds are full and our hearts heavy. Responding to surges and outbreaks, understanding and communicating new protocols, contingency planning, supporting structurally vulnerable individuals now rendered even more vulnerable. Simultaneously, our bandwidth for other, more long-term action is necessarily narrowed. Ultimately, the pandemic is a reminder of our interconnection to one another, to nature, and to our planet. Our individual well-being is enmeshed within the fabric of the world. In the words of our global health leaders, no one is safe until everyone is safe. Board of Directors, RNAO Assembly, members, RNs, NPs, and nursing students, RNAO staff, and distinguished guests. As your AGM host, it is my distinct honor to warmly welcome you to the RNAO's 96th Annual General Meeting, taking place virtually for the second year in a row. This year's AGM is once again taking place in an especially important time. As we begin to turn the corner of this pandemic, we celebrate the triumphs we've had, but also take some time to recognize the trying times we faced and persevered through. It's times like these where I reflect on how proud I am in being a registered nurse and proud to belong to an association that always speaks out for nurses and the people we care for. Over the next 3 days, RNAO will share with you the outstanding accomplishments of how we as a collective of committed members have advanced Ontario's health system by speaking out for nurses and speaking out for health. You will hear from our president, Morgan Hofford, and CEO, Dr. Doris Grinspan, about the incredible work that RNAO has accomplished provincially, nationally, and internationally over the last year. Tomorrow, the Nursing Students of Ontario Interest Group will be hosting a session on how students are blazing new trails as leaders during this pandemic, followed by the AGM, where we will see nursing engagement in action as we discuss the well-researched and member-developed resolutions that consultation representatives will vote on during the consultation session. A total of 17 resolutions will be considered tomorrow. What a testament to our members' commitment to the betterment of Ontarians' health, our health system, and our profession. We'll also hear the results of this year's governance items from one member, one vote. Be sure to visit our virtual exhibit hall from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday. Connect with potential employers and peers through this new virtual exhibit format. On Saturday, there will be networking opportunities at interest group meetings taking place from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., followed by the launch and media conference for the newest 2 SLGBTQI+ Health Equity Best Practice Guideline and the related position statement. Then we will close our 96th and AGM celebrations with a closing keynote presentation on the topic of protecting Ontarians and leading exchange, the COVID-19 pandemic as viewed through the eyes and experiences of nurses. The much anticipated closing keynote panel will be moderated by our CEO, Doris Grinspan, and will feature a panel of nurses from different sectors across the province. We ask that you enjoy and actively participate in the AGM over the next days as we celebrate RNAO's powerful voice. Be sure to share your reactions and how you're joining us through the hashtag RNAO AGM.